Hey everybody, it's Kerry Robinson here again. I'm with Desi Relaford, 8-year Major League veteran. How many teams? 7?
7 teams.
7 Major League teams. And Desi, I want to ask you, you played a lot of positions when you were playing professionally. How was that a benefit for you in your career as opposed to somebody just having one position?
It just made me a little more valuable, maybe not from a financial standpoint, but definitely to a coach. Me being able to play every position equally as good as not as whoever was out there, it just made me valuable. When the coach needed someone in a pinch or needed an extra player, I had that skill in my bag to where I could go out and play any position. That just proved real valuable for me.
Now, you joked around and said you play in every position except which one?
Catcher.
Except catcher.
And that's no joke.
Yeah. As a middle infielder, how often do you guys practice the little defensive things such as turning a double play, ground ball, stuff like that? How important is that to practice that a lot?
I think you do a lot more of it during spring training, obviously, where you're getting a lot more ground balls, but that's something you work on every day. When we take ground balls during batting practice, that's one of the things you do every day, just like taking your swings in the cage or any other part of your game. That's just something you do on a daily basis.
Now, you currently help athletes acquire scholarships to different colleges. So what do you do there? And if there were a kid out there that wanted to get seen or discovered by somebody like yourself, how does that process work?
All right. Well, what we do at Right Way College Recruiting, we identify the college athletes, or not the college athletes, but the high school scholar athletes that want to go to school. That's a lot of kids. A lot of kids want to go to school, but the thing is, you have to have the ability from a scholastic standpoint as well as a baseball standpoint. So we figure that out. We check in the grades and then we evaluate each kid. Once that evaluation goes through, we say whether or not we can work with someone. And once we say yes, it's up to them to say, okay, yes, we'll pay your fee and we'll work with you, or we'll work together. And what happens in that situation is you have your own recruiting specialist that just kind of helps guide you throughout the whole process, educating you from an academic standpoint, all of the requirements from the NCAA, and then as well as from a sports standpoint, taking in film, being able to help you from that standpoint, as well as get you exposure to any school that we want to expose you to, and that just depends on the level. Like, right. We're not going to expose a JUCO kid to a bunch of D1 schools.
Right.
So just depending on what we see fit and agree to, that's how we will, that's how you'll garner your exposure.
Okay, a lot of kids might not get the opportunity to get drafted, but for those that do, especially high school guys, you signed professionally at the age of 17. What was an advantage for you when you signed at 17 to get your career started off early?
I think one of the advantages that I had was I came from a baseball-rich program and an area in Jacksonville, Florida. There was a lot of good players before me, so I think a lot of that, just me being seen, in those regards, by default, they coming to see other guys. But not only that, like I said, I had a good program that I went to, and I just think I was probably a little more polished than a lot of high school guys at that age, as well as just having some baseball knowledge from coming from a good program.
Okay, that's Desi Relaford, 8-year veteran of the major leagues, and I played against him many times. Very good player, strong arm. So if you guys find value out of this, please share with anybody that you know on Facebook or any form of social media. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.